Testing.
Come close, you nations, and listen. Pay close attention, you peoples. Let the earth hear and everything in it, the world with all its produces. For Adonai is angry at every nation, furious with all their armies. He has completely destroyed them, handed them over to the slaughter. Their slain will be thrown out, the stench will rise from their corpses, the mountains will flow with their blood, the whole host of heaven will decompose. The heavens themselves will be rolled up like a scroll, all their array will wither away, like a withering grape leaf that falls from a vine, or a withered fig from a fig tree. For my sword has drunk its fill in heaven. Now its descendants on Edom to judge them. The people I have doomed to destruction. There is a sword that belongs to Adonai. It is filled with blood, gorged with fat, filled with the blood of lambs and goats, gorged with the fat and the kidneys of the rams. For Adonai has a sacrifice in Betrah, a great slaughter in the land of Edom. The wild oxen will fall with them, young bulls with the strong, mature ones. Their land will be drunk with blood, and their dust made greasy with fat. For Adonai has a day of vengeance, a year of requital for fighting with Zion. Its streams will be changed to tar, its dust to sulfur, its land a burning tar that will not be quenched night or day. Its smoke will rise forever. In all generations it will lie waste. No one will pass through it ever again. Horned owl and hawk will possess it. Screeched owl and raven will live there. He will stretch over it the measuring line of confusion and the plumb line of the empty void. Of its nobles, none will be called to be king, and all its princes will be nothing. Thorns will overgrow its palaces, needles and thistles its fortresses. It will become a lair for jackals, an enclosure for ostriches. Wild cats and hyenas will meet there, and billy goats will call to each other. Lilith, the night monster, will lurk there and find herself a place to rest. There the hoot owl will nest, lay her eggs, hatch and gather her young in its shade. There the vultures will assemble, every one with its mate. Consult the book of Adonai and read it. Not one of these will be missing. None will be lacking a mate. For by his own mouth he gave the order, and by his spirit he brought them together. It is he who cast a lot for them. His hand measured out their shares. They will possess it forever and live there through all generations. The desert and the dry land will be glad. The Arava will rejoice and blossom like the lily. It will burst into flower, will rejoice with joy and singing, will be given the glory of Lavaan, the splendor of Carmel and the Sharon. They will see the glory of Adonai, the splendor of our God. Strengthen your drooping arms and steady your tottering knees. Say to the faint-hearted, be strong and unafraid. Here is your God. He will come with vengeance. With God's retribution, he will come and save you. Then the eyes of the blind will be opened and the ears of the deaf will be unstopped. Then the lame man will leap like a deer, and the mute person's tongue will sing. For in the desert springs will burst forth, streams of water in the Arava. The sandy mirage will become a pool. The thirsty ground, springs of water, the haunts where jackals lie down will become a marsh field with reeds and papyrus. A highway will be there, a way called the way of holiness. The unclean will not pass over it, but it will be for those whom he guides. Fools will not stray along it. No lion or other beast of prey will be there traveling on it. They will not be found there, but the redeemed will go there. Those ransomed by Adonai will return and come with singing to Zion. On their heads will be everlasting joy. They will acquire gladness and joy, while sorrow and singing will flee. It was in the 4th year of the king Hezekiah that Sennacherib, king of Ashur, advanced against all the fortified cities of Yehudah and captured them. From Lachish, king of Ashur sent Rabshakeh to Hezekiah and Jerusalem with a large army. He positioned himself by the aqueduct above from the upper pool, which is by the road of the launderer's field. Eliakim, the son of Hilkiah, who was in charge of the household, Shebna, the general secretary, and Joach, the son of Asaph, the foreign minister, went out to meet him. Rav Shishka addressed them. Tell Hezekiah, here is what the great king, the king of Ashur, says. What makes you so confident? I say, do mere words constitute strategy and strength for battle? In whom then are you trusting when you rebel against me like this? Look, relying on Egypt is like using a broken stick as a staff. When you lean on it, it punctures your hand. That's what Pharaoh, king of Egypt, is like for anyone who puts his trust in him. But if you tell me we trust in Adonai our God, then isn't he the one whose high places and altars Hezekiah has removed, telling Yehuda and Jerusalem, you must worship before this altar? All right, then, make a wager with my lord, the king of Ashur. I will give you 2,000 horses if you can find enough riders for them. How can you repulse even one of my master's lowest ranked army officers? Yet you are relying on Egypt for chariots and riders? Do you think I have come up to this land to destroy it with Adonai's approval? Without Adonai's approval? Adonai said to me, go up against this land and destroy it. Eliakim, Shebna, and Joach said to Rav Shishka, please speak to your servants in Aramaic, since we understand it. Don't speak to us in Hebrew while the people on the wall are listening. But Rav Shishka answered, did my master send me to deliver my message just to your master and yourselves? Didn't he send me to address the men sitting on the wall who, like you, are going to eat their own dung and drink their own urine? Then Rav Shishka stood up and speaking loudly in Hebrew said, hear what the great king, the king of Ashur, says. This is what the king says. Don't let Hezekiah deceive you, because he won't be able to save you. And don't let Hezekiah make you trust in Adonai by saying, Adonai will surely save us. The city will not be given over to the king of Ashur. Don't listen to Hezekiah, for this is what the king says. Make peace with me, surrender to me. Then every one of you will be able to eat from his vine, fig tree, and drink the water of his own cistern, until I come and take you away to a land like your own land, a land with grain and wine, a land with bread and vineyards. Beware of Hezekiah. He is only deluding you when he says, Adonai will save us. Has any god of any nation ever saved his land from the power of the king of Ashur? Where are the gods of Hamath and Arpad? Where are the gods of Sepharvaim? Did they save Shamron with my power? Where is the God of any of these countries that have saved its country from my power, so that Adonai might be able to save Jerusalem from my power? But they kept still and didn't answer him so much a word, for the king's orders was, don't answer him. Then Eliakim, the son of Hilkiah, who was in charge of the household, Shebna, the general secretary, and Joach, the son of Asaph, foreign minister, went to Hezekiah with their clothes torn and reported to him what Rav Shishka had said.